Have you ever told yourself you'll start, just not today? Maybe when you have more clarity, more time, or when conditions are finally perfect. Yeah, I've been there. When I had to write my PhD dissertation, pulling my 3 articles together into one coherent piece, I didn't start for 3 months. 3 months of circling the work. I took courses, read guides, asked colleagues who'd done it before. I kept myself busy, but not on the one thing that mattered. And the emotional cost was heavy. I felt the pressure. I felt guilty, that constant feeling of working hard while avoiding the task that counted most. But when I finally began, it wasn't nearly as daunting as I'd imagined. It felt almost like writing a 4th article, just with the other 3 woven in. And that's when I realized waiting hadn't made me more prepared. It had only stolen months of progress. Here's the lesson I learned. Waiting for perfect conditions doesn't work. Progress doesn't come from knowing everything in advance. It comes from creating answers by acting. For me, the trick was to start with the lowest entry point, the part that felt least insurmountable. It was like staring at a tangled ball of yarn. You don't need to see the whole pattern, just pull one thread and the rest begins to unravel. So instead of writing the big scary introduction, I began with 1 article I already knew well. That gave me the courage to keep going. Later, I circled back to the outline. I rewrote it many times, but by then I was already in motion. If I could speak to myself back then, I'd simply say, just start at the easiest point. You got this. And it's not just big projects like a dissertation. Recently, I had to build a deck for a new stakeholder I barely knew. Nobody could tell me exactly what this person needed, and the temptation to wait until I had clarity was strong. But instead, I opened PowerPoint and started with what I did know, a few basics from an earlier deck and some questions I imagined they might ask. That rough start gave me something to share, something to refine, and it saved me from losing weeks just waiting for perfect information. And it's the same with so many skills in life. You can read about swimming or cooking or speaking in public. You can even watch others do it, but your own skill doesn't grow until you're in the water or in the kitchen or standing on stage. That's why waiting for perfect knowledge is such a trap. Some things you simply can't learn in theory. You only get better by actually doing them. Now, there is a difference between healthy waiting and trap waiting. Healthy waiting is a short pause to gather real input. Trap waiting is endless delay, hoping clarity will appear on its own. I know I lean toward trap waiting. That's why I push myself to start earlier than feels comfortable now. And I treat drafts as drafts, expecting feedback and revision instead of stalling until I have something perfect. It's not always easy, but it's so much lighter than carrying months of pressure and guilt. What about you? What's one thing you've been waiting to start because the conditions didn't feel perfect? Just name it below. Maybe writing it down is enough to finally get moving. So waiting isn't the only trap. The real danger is a trap that makes you feel like you're moving forward when you're actually standing still. We'll talk about it in the next video.